4 charged in $1.3 million South Edmonton drug bust. Usually you see these in other places. Well, they got 4 men. They've been charged after a 14-month organized crime investigation that led to seizures of $1.3 million in drugs, cash, ammunition, and vehicles seized by the Edmonton police. They had a Mercedes. They had a lot of cash. I've never seen that much cash in my face like that for an illegal use and purpose. I mean, I guess I've seen a YouTube video, I guess, but that was all illegal cash. Look at all this illegal drugs. The cash isn't illegal, but the purpose of the use and yada yada. Look at them. They're selling real illegal narcotics. Look at these big blocks of stuff and lots of money. And as I said in a previous video, it's not just the drugs and the money. Then come the illegal weapons and the murders and things, and they like to murder innocents to make their easy money. That's why they got so much of it, easy money, and it isn't in the bank. They must be scared to put it in the bank for some reason. The investigation began in February 2021 into alleged drug trafficking involving a group of 4 men. Over the course of the investigation, police searched 3 vehicles and 5 homes in South and Southwest Edmonton, where they seized cash, drugs, a weapon, ammunition, and vehicles. The following items were seized by police. $540,000 in cash. That is a lot of money. I haven't made that much money in my whole career since I was young. 18, and I'm 28 now, 10 years, and I never totaled. So that's a lot of illegal money. They got 6.6 kilograms of cocaine. They're selling real kilograms or gram, whatever. They break it down with an approximate street value of that was another $327,000 in vulnerable assets that they could have been obtained. That they could have had. 74 kilograms of benzocaine. $222,000. 47 kilograms of acetaminophen? $142,000. Acetaminophen or whatever. What's that's in Tylenol, isn't it?
Related charges.
People are facing more than 24 charges in what police are calling one of the largest carfentanil busts ever in our city.
Here's Sarah Comedina on why they're calling this raid alarming.
Edmonton police have made its 2nd largest carfentanil seizure in its history, finding more than 580 grams at an estimated street value worth over $102,000. It was part of a month-long investigation. On February 3rd, police pulled over a car and found drugs and money. Later that day, they searched a home in North Edmonton and found more drugs and weapons. Alberta Health Services warn carfentanil is one of the most toxic opioids, with it being over 100 times more potent than fentanyl. It's traditionally used by veterinarians to tranquilize large animals like moose. Police are calling the seizure concerning.
It was alarming to see that quantity of drugs being brought into our city that's going to be sold and dispersed throughout our population. It's also alarming that it was found in conjunction with firearms. And as we all know, that drugs and firearms don't go well hand in hand, and they often result in violence.
Other drugs seized include cocaine, MDMA, and almost $150,000 worth of meth. 37-year-old Gregory Lafleur and 34-year-old Samantha Whitrow are now facing a total of 36
kilograms of phenacetin. 529 grams boric acid, 170 milliliters of GHB, a Kia Sorento, and a Dodge Journey. This Kia Sorento, that might have been involved in a homicide. Because I'm looking for the name, or I'm looking for, yeah, this may be the vehicle. There was that homicide in Edmonton, that Suzanne Tran, and they had a thing of the vehicle, and I know the vehicle because they tried to get me too, and it was something like a Kia Sorento, but maybe not. That was a guy named E. The killer's name's E. And I've showed a photo or whatever before of him or whatever. He's in this one video, Cutthroat Maybach music in Bates, Canada. This is what he looks like. This is the guy that did that double homicide out in Edmonton. Here he is. Watch this one. I got multiple photos of him. Boom, there he is, E. Got him here. That's Dr. Dre Films or whatever. Okay, then that's not anybody to do with it. And then we got E again. E right here. Boom, there you go. That's the killer. He lives in Edmonton. He did the double homicide. He's the one that has that vehicle they're looking for from that double homicide, Irfan Qureshi, Susan Tran. There he is. I solved that murder. Your job to put them into jail, that guy into jail, E or whatever. Anyways, you've been looking for it. There it is. This guy, he killed that guy in this place. Shot him. I witnessed a lot of stuff or whatever, and I keep determined that's who it was. All right, anyways. And I got supporting documents. If they need supporting documents and yada yada, I can get it. Anyways, they made this major bust. The Kia Sorento reminded me of that. 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLE, 50 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 22 caliber firearm magazine, box of 22 caliber ammunition. They had some brass knuckles. A large variety of items consistent with the trafficking of drugs. As this investigation reveals, drug trafficking can unfortunately be a lucrative business that comes at the expense of our communities and those most vulnerable to the impact of illicit drug use, said Staff Sergeant David Patton with the EPS and Drug and Gang Enforcement Section. By targeting organized crime groups or operating in the city, we are making our communities safer, holding these groups accountable, and preventing them from preying on the vulnerable. Nadeem Abdul Ghani, 38, Mohammed Chekaroui, 34, are each charged with commission of an offense for a criminal organization, conspiracy, and possession of the proceeds of crime over $5,000. Mahmoud Taliani, 34, and Robert Aberstock, 30, are each charged with commission of an offense for a criminal organization, conspiracy, possession for the purpose of trafficking, and possession of the proceeds of crime over $5,000. Aberstock is also facing an additional charge for possession of a prohibited weapon. The possession of a prohibited weapon, we're talking firearms. How easy it is to just let it pop or whatever, and then somebody dies because you had the illegal gun. That's not very fair to people like me, a kid like me that's wanted a firearm legally his entire life, and you can just run around with your prohibited weapon and throw bullets this way and throw bullets that way, and then you get off with it. So I want to see stuff behind these lots of time. or else that's very unfair to the kids of Canada that were born here that followed the law, that are trying to get their PAL, their possessions acquisitions license, and you got ones like that kill it for kids like me that always wanted their PAL, and they can just go around and just pop their 9mm that they got illegally, and then I get yelled at for having an air gun and following the law. And we're tired of that, especially me, and I'll do my damnedest with the resources that I have to change the mindset on that. And one thing to do that is to set an example by increasing the penalties that criminals face when they violate the law here in Canada to such an extent like this, with the guns, the drugs, and the illegal money, or acquired money and everything. They have to go for a more longer sentence. You know, Canada's been known for the short sentences. Up the sentences for your illegal firearms. Any illegal firearms, they didn't follow the system. They have a system. If you don't have the license, you cannot get like the more powerful guns, like the real bullets and all that, like the bullet guns. You can only have small pellet gun. It's nothing the same, or a BB gun, yada yada. But then there's people that don't follow the law at all. Yeah, so increased punishment, because I have a pellet gun and I've been working for 10 years, 15 years to try to get my license, because there's all these questions you got to know how to answer, like the styles of a firearm, the certain functions, muzzle size and bore and all that, and ammunition type, and yada yada, and conductation of how you carry your weapon, and safety, and yada yada. And these people just ruin it for me, or they ruin it for my future. I'm making money every day, legal money every day. So one day be able to own one firearm, or maybe a couple, and have a piece of property here in Canada legally, where I pay my property tax, or you know what I mean? And it's like these ones, and they're easily identifiable. I mean, look at all this cash. Like I said, it should have been in the bank. That's where any normal Canadian would have put it. And there's drugs. I don't even know what these are. We've legalized marijuana, but I don't know what this stuff is. I mean, it looks like some kind of like bad stuff. It's a whole different crowd. And once you jump over to this crowd, it's like a whole other world. I seen it on AMV or whatever. Or America's Most Wanted was me and my dad's favorite show. We were growing up. Or when I was growing up, my dad was already grown in. Anyways, yeah, America's Most Wanted, and they said, well, the vibe in America's Most Wanted was, when you were a kid, it was like you cross over to that drug side or whatever, it's like there's no hold bars and all that. It's like you went down the tornado and lost everything or whatever. It had this certain, that's what it taught me as a kid. It was like, you just seen all the stories and whatnot, and that's basically what it taught. It was like, yeah, that's what it was. And once you touch anything to do with that, I don't know. Anyways, that's the end.